Joining us now is Ronen and Orna Neutra. They are the parents of Omer Neutra, an Israeli-American hostage and IDF soldier who has been held in the Gaza Strip since his tank came under attack by Hamas on October 7th. Ronen, we'll start with you. Just your reaction to this latest news that the bodies of 6 hostages have been recovered in a tunnel by the Israeli military in southern Gaza.
Horrible news. Obviously, we've become family with John and Rachel, Pauline Goldberg, and their son, who managed to survive 11 months in captivity in the most horrible conditions in the tunnels of Gaza, was murdered a few days ago, and it just the most appalling act of violence, and we are so sorry for them and for the other families, and we just need to do whatever to bring the hostages back. It just reinforces the fact that it's urgent and there's no time for hesitation. We need to see strong leadership.
Yeah, as you were talking, Ronen, we were looking at pictures of your son. Orna, I'm wondering, what do you know about your son's well-being, your son's condition, and when was the last time you got any kind of update on it?
So we have no update about Omer since October 7th. On October 7th, Hamas propaganda videos showed that he was removed alive. And since then, we have not heard from the army. We have not heard otherwise as well. So we have to believe that he's alive. That's the way the Israeli army is working at retrieving him and the Americans. And we have to make sure that he's brought back home in that condition that he was taken.
Even as I look at you now with the 331 there on your chest, it's incredibly hard to believe that we're coming up on a year. Ronen, one of Israel's biggest labor unions, we are reporting, has announced a general strike for tomorrow. And we've seen major protests in Israel today, thousands upon thousands of people over what demonstrators say is Benjamin Netanyahu's abject failure to reach a deal that would see the release of these hostages. What do you think about the anger in Israel being directed at Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Well, obviously, there is lack of trust with his leadership in Israel. We are 11 months in. All along, Prime Minister Netanyahu is claiming that only the war can bring the hostages back. Now that we just lost another 6 living hostages and they were murdered, just reinforces their urgency, as I said before. And the people of Israel went out to the streets in big numbers today to tell the Prime Minister, stop hesitation, don't try to find reasons why not to go for a deal, go for it. Israel is behind you and the rest of the hostage families in bringing this war to an end and bringing a deal that will bring out the hostages. This is almost a year. It's unbearable to us as families. It's even worse to the hostages in Gaza under those conditions, and it has to end.
Arguably, Israel's strongest ally is the United States. Orna, President Biden has spoken with the family of Hersh Goldberg, Poland. I know you know his parents as well. And he has said he's devastated and outraged about the death of their son. He also said that Hamas leaders, this is a quote, will pay for these crimes, and we will keep working around the clock for a deal to secure the release of the remaining hostages, one of those hostages, your son. What would you like to see from the U.S. government now?
We know that the U.S. government has been very committed towards this deal and that they believe that this is the way to bring the hostages home. In reality, in November, over 100 hostages were brought back through a deal, and only 8 were rescued alive since then, and it's been 9 months. So if it needs to be a deal, it needs to be acted upon quickly. We see that every day, is putting the lives of the hostages at risk. The captives that were found murdered, they were in bad condition before that, and they were executed just a few days ago. So any deal needs to be acted upon as soon as possible. It's urgent, and the administration should work on all sides to get this signed and done. That's it. Enough.
And you both, didn't want to be part of a group of parents and loved ones who are asking the government, begging the government to please get our loved ones back, but you are. Your son was taken from a tank, your son, an IDF soldier. Are you concerned that perhaps he wouldn't be part of a first phase or second phase of a deal because he was a soldier? Are you being told there's any difference between an IDF soldier and someone else who was taken on October 7th?
Well, obviously, Hamas, unfortunately, has a saying on this as well. But I want to remind your viewers that our son Omer was a first responder who was sitting in a ceasefire situation next to the border with Gaza, inside Israel, trying to protect the villages next to the border when thousands of Hamas terrorists came through the Gaza border, and his tank was put on fire with RPGs and explosives, and him and his team were taken into Gaza. It's 331 days later, and it's time to end the bloodshed. It's time to take Hamas out of power. It's time to end the war, and it's time to bring our son back to our arms. We can't wait to have him back.
No.
We're in deep pain, like any other hostage family, and they have to come back.
Yeah, and your voice is being echoed by tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands all across Israel right now. And as a father, my heart is with you and your entire family, and we hope for your son's return as soon as possible. Orna and Ronen Neutra, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it on what is a difficult day.
Thank you.
Thank you.